Hey everybody, this is Devin Francis, also known as Leonard Meltzner.
And this episode.
Yeah.
I don't want to hype it, but I'm gonna hype it. There's one bit in this episode that blew my mind, and Devin was embarrassed that he knew me as a consequence.
This is episode 144 of the Adventures in Odyssey Oddcast. We've finally done a gross of episodes. It's a pretty big number.
We've done some gross episodes, guys.
Yeah.
That's true. Watch the first episode.
So what are we doing today, Victoria?
We're gonna be reviewing another Odyssey TV show episode. This one's called Once Upon an Avalanche. It's based on an adaptation of the Frozen arc in Once Upon a Time, that ABC Family show.
I was gonna say it was
that I think is finally getting canceled.
I thought you were pulling back the joke that I think we made about it being based off of Stephen King's Misery. That's where I thought you were going with that.
I don't remember making that joke. That sounds like a joke I would make, though.
I actually think I'm the one who made it, and then you were like, "Oh no."
That makes sense too.
Makes sense too. Because I'd never heard of it before until like a week earlier when you were telling Brent about it.
You've heard of Misery.
I'd heard the name, but I didn't know what it was about.
I've told you about the plot before. I remember telling you at the bus stop once.
Probably wasn't listening.
Riley was there too.
Okay. So, what else are we doing?
Predictions.
For
the next album.
Yes, which is number
65.
It is so hard to keep track of them now. They come and go so fast.
It's because they're so short.
Yeah, they're so short and they come and go so fast, and then you're balancing them with the AIOC seasons, and it's like...
Honestly, the only reason I got the number right was because you were just telling me about that other stuff.
Yeah. So, let's watch a movie. We forgot our bingo cards until 2/3 of the way through, but then we got them.
I remembered somehow.
I have no idea how you remembered. That'll show up eventually.
I think I didn't even think about it. Some part in my brain just yelled without any thought put into it. Our bingo cards, they're missing. So
yeah,
it's gonna take a little bit for those to show up.
Okay.
Also, because we forgot, we didn't print off new ones, so they still have like all the stuff from the last episode on them.
Yeah, because the recording was still going. So
yeah,
next time, probably. Like you do. Okay, and now let's do that. Okay, Victoria, here we go. It's another one.
With them shiny words.
It's another one. I don't think this one is going to be quite as, like... The last one was pretty incredible.
Terrible.
The last one was pretty incredible.
We have such polar opposite reactions. Speaking of polar,
hey, Camp
it's
Woodnut.
snow.
Junior Wood Scouts. Ooh, is it like DuckTales? DuckTales, same universe.
Look, it's DuckTales.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Eugene learned how to tell actual ghost stories.
Is this canon? Is this like the abandoned coal mine?
We found its origins, Devin. It didn't come out of nowhere. You were mad for no reason.
Pageant Jack?
Hatchet Jack.
Ah, that makes more sense. Pageant Jack, he will sashay you to death. Is it Connie? Who's it, Victoria?
That'd be so amazing. Oh, that's so disappointing.
You belong over in the girls' camp.
Segregation.
Yeah, segregation.
Yeah, segregation.
Oh, look, she's so girly with her toothbrush characters
like,
on.
One of the dwarves from Snow White with that hat and that shirt.
So...
Once Upon an Avalanche. That's a great name, I think. That's
so,
a good band name.
Here's my guess. They're like, oh, we need to keep everyone...
Are they gonna fight the Yeti?
We need to keep everyone separate.
I want them to fight a Yeti.
It's like Camp Woodnut, because they literally show the Camp Woodnut sign at the beginning, but then they're gonna be in the same cabin. Avalanche is gonna snow them in.
An allegory for segregation in the 20s.
Yeah. They're all gonna
Using Yetis.
Avalanche gonna trap all of them inside a single cabin, and then they'll be like,
So it's gonna be a bottle episode.
yeah. What do we do? Like, we can't
Man,
have boys and girls can't interact.
none of these characters have big enough personalities to be able to pull off a bottle episode.
You are correct.
Even Wit and Eugene, because it's these versions.
Yeah.
Sherman's gonna eat all of them by the night being over.
It's a murder mystery. It's like, and then there were none. Sherman's the murderer.
Oh my gosh, I want this so bad. I want Odyssey to do, and then there were none. But they actually kill the characters, and they don't want that on it.
It's like there's just, it gets toward the end, and it's just Wit and someone else, and
Oh
then
yeah,
it's
and
like
it turns
edgy.
out it's a prank.
No, it's like Wit and someone else, and then like the other person dies, and then Wit's like, but I'm not the killer. And then he looks at the camera, and then like the camera like angles over his shoulder, and it shows Sherman standing behind
No,
him.
but that's like legit part of what happens in the book.
I
Though
know,
the last
I'm
person
sure.
who's there, they're just like,
I know.
but I'm not the killer, and I think they like
exactly.
start dissociating because they're like, I don't understand what's going on.
Man, look at all these canon locations.
The music here is actually pretty good.
It did like a weird like electronic-y sci-fi thing at the beginning though that I didn't understand.
No, I guess I didn't notice that. Her hood makes her look like Vidalia from Steven Universe.
Hmm.
Oh, they're gonna shove the sled off a mountain, and she's gonna
She's
die.
gonna die.
They're gonna kill her.
But seriously, Junior Wood Scouts, isn't that like the DuckTales thing?
Yes.
Okay, good.
But maybe it's also a real thing. Maybe they made it before DuckTales did. Even though the show came out, like, in the 80s, and the DuckTale comics are from way, way, way before that.
Yeah, this came out in '94.
Yeah. Oh no! They're all dead!
Avalanche Canyon, what?
Beyond this point.
Where's Avalanche Canyon?
Where isn't Avalanche Canyon?
Because they're...
They didn't realize it was dangerous to go beyond that point, because it's not a D, it's a P on the sign.
Obviously, they're not super far from Odyssey because they had the Camp Woodnut sign at the beginning.
It's bothering me that this episode is actually having, like, some really good musical moments.
The music is better than it usually is.
Yes.
This
It's
could-
actually being good.
What if they
and
get
it's
trapped
usually
under the
bad.
avalanche and have to work
Except
together
for
to
the
escape, and it's like 127 hours?
I thought you were going to say 101 Dalmatians. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
really excited there.
It's like 28 days later.
Oh, it might be called Below Zero, actually.
Yeah,
which
Dylan, it's
doesn't have
Avalanche
the
Canyon.
word dogs
You
in it.
idiot. You moron. Ooh, that
There's
looks
a polar
safe.
bear in here. Maybe we can get it to eat us if
Yeah,
we're loud
There's a
enough.
polar bear, guys, in Ohio. Global cooling, see?
Oh, we forgot the
Hashtag
bingo
fake
sheets.
news. 3, 2, 1, play.
Well, don't try this at home, kids. Going off on your own.
In Avalanche Canyon.
Yeah.
Would put them about 3.5 kilometers away in a south-southeasterly
What about...
trajectory, which
That's
would
not how
mean
science works.
I'm so glad at least Eugene uses the metric
we'll never
system.
get to them before dark.
Stop yelling, children.
God is angry when you yell.
Yes.
Eugene is eating. And they aren't. Jesse's making sure Eugene's on that diet in true Eugene fashion.
Yeah. Hey, StarQuest. Look.
Ah,
It
it's
was
a
the
callback. Sherman's gonna eat all those if you leave them there.
It appears this won't be as easy as I
That's a brand. They just put right in.
Sponsored
Look at
by
this-
Silly Putty. Didn't expect that.
Look
Did
at
you?
this phone.
Can't you send a helicopter in? Avalanche Canyon. Right.
Why don't you just fly a helicopter and Wit?
In the morning? We can't
In the
wait that
meantime,
long.
Wit doesn't know where Eugene is.
I
He
like-
thinks he's just in the other room.
I like how
Yes,
Wit
I understand.
in this phone from like 1910 is like in the morning from 3 feet away
We'll just have
to last
It's
like
gonna
2
turn
minutes.
out it's like After Earth, where if you're outside, you just die in the middle of the night.
It's like Passover.
Passover and After Earth, like the two different.
And then he just said Flintstones. Like,
Man,
This is after they got all that corporate money to drop all these. It's like Ready Player One up in here.
you sellouts. The original adaptation of Ready Player One.
Actually, I guess this is more
Wait,
like
why did you think it was called the Oasis? It's because it's out in nature, like this.
Except now, I guess it's more like what the John Krasinski, like the Quiet Place or whatever.
Yeah. I didn't realize that was Jim from The Office
Yes.
until I saw a picture of it. But like
Except
they
he's
also,
like Captain America now.
I saw a picture that said, "This is Jim from The Office," because I had seen pictures of him in that movie, and I still didn't pick up on it.
This is what kind of stone? Like, is this sedimentary or metamorphic? Like, what kind of stone is it in
Why
the
does
ceiling that's just
Dylan
collapsing?
only have one shoe. When did he lose a
Fat.
shoe?
It's called fashion, Victoria. Look it up.
He's like gonna get hypothermia.
Characters are trash.
Can you turn it down a bit? It's really loud.
Yes, but we're also loud, and we need to hear.
That doesn't seem to be doing much damage, Sherman.
Oh yeah, they're trapped.
However, this entire
Um,
region is extremely unstable.
So like Jesse's dead. Can we both agree on that?
Yes. Oh, she did. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I told you! I told you, it's bad brothering. Whenever I see like a piece of media where characters aren't looking after each other and their siblings, I'm like, no, that's your legal binding job.
Must be a faster way.
You are your sister's keeper.
Look at those long
It's
noses.
very unstable.
Devin,
Well, I'm concerned.
I think
about
that's
those
character
children.
proportions.
Now we should have. Mr. Whitaker, we'll go as soon as we can.
Do you think
Now,
he's
You
Dylan's
say
uncle?
there's an adult
Yeah.
with them. Well, they're probably all together by now. He'll take care of them until we get there.
Wow, that's really irresponsible.
Mm-hmm. Where's the character proportion?
Maybe I need to change one of these to the police
Could have
suck.
been far worse.
That's another good one.
Do you interesting?
Wasn't there a
should notice
stupid
that.
Eugene one? Yeah, it is. Eugene is an idiot. Oh, that's
You should
also
be
in my
noticing
row.
this. Oh no!
Oh,
But you're not gonna get that last one. I doubt.
I know.
I bet.
You also have it in the same spot, though.
Oh, that's weird.
It's like the day after tomorrow.
But this is good though.
I don't know.
So far.
Look at him.
Do I smell animal antics? This is very like Homeward Bound music.
Yeah, it is. I still really like the soundtrack though.
Nah, just this.
I found a rabid squirrel.
Yep.
Look,
Knew that
it's-
was coming.
It's Yogi Bear on his yogi antics. Is this really antics if they're about to get murdered?
I'd say like, look at this bear cub I found in a bush. How cute.
And then they get murdered?
Oh, this is where this misery is happening now. This is what this is.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh. For those of you
This is
who
gonna be
don't
a serial
know-
killer, right?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, they're watching Misery
You
is
don't
the
need to
scariest
explain.
movie I've ever seen in my life. But I also love it. That bear's name is actually Ann Bates. Not Ann Bates, it's Kathy Bates and Annie something.
Oh.
It's the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz! Wait, they just say it's Jack? It's Jack's introduction to the show, Devin!
He's finally made it to the anime series before Connie.
And he plays the trumpet canonically!
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a red rogue, Victoria. He's a lich.
He
Jack was
did.
a lich all along.
Oh, he's the Grim Reaper!
And
Rapunzel.
he's Rapunzel, too.
Yeah, he's so multifaceted and we
I
never
know.
knew. Even more things we learn after his death. This is just like...
And now that bear's dead.
Let's make it the year of the Jack.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm serious. Like, what?
Who did you think it was?
I didn't know.
You know, the avalanche.
She just fought a bear. That's
Yeah.
so metal.
So I came here.
Well, she was standing on buckets.
Took on that bear. You ever thought you could scare it that way?
That was actually really awesome, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see that coming. I thought that was Eugene, if anyone. Oh my gosh, that scared me.
Yeah, Eugene should be dead.
That's not how science works.
Although he did do mostly proper technique for pulling yourself out of falling through ice.
Yeah, but he was down there too long. It's been like
It had frozen over.
It's been like a day. He got out.
Wait, did he say there were air pockets underneath the
Yes.
ice?
It sounded like someone sneezed.
There might be like that much air underneath the ice, but not
He's
like,
just like, they look under the ice and Eugene's mouth is flat like against the glass. She's like,
like a fish. They're like, oh, this is horrifying. Let's just leave him there. No one will ever know.
uh-oh.
So Eugene burst out from the ice in
Like
an
a
unbroken
phoenix.
spot of the ice, like an alien
Yeah.
out of John Hurt's chest.
It's like the end of The Hobbit Part 3.
It's like, do you remember that really old movie, Alien?
Yeah.
What a topical joke.
Yeah.
Perhaps not when this review comes out, though.
Yeah, it'll
but,
still be in theaters.
Yeah. I really hope there are people watching her and be like, there's a new Alien movie in theaters?
What makes you think the Avalanche won't just knock us over? Are you?
That's
but
an
that tree's
excellent
not
point,
gonna
Jesse.
move at all because it just changed textures completely. So
Oh,
I bet
you're
the tree's
right.
fine. Oh,
She would be
my-
cut in half.
Vidalia, we have to save her.
Yeah, I'm gonna fulcrum the tree up with this twig.
What?
That is not how science works. That one's fully justified now. I think we can safely just color and Connie doesn't
Dude,
appear at this point.
it's that mill from Until Dawn where they get killed.
It's like the one in GTA at the bottom of Mount
It's
Chiliad.
the one in Until Dawn where you have to like climb up and
Oh.
the Wendigos are chasing you and you get killed. I think that part was
The one where
What's
Rami
her-
Malek has like the buzzsaw set up.
yes, maybe. Isn't that the one with that girl that no one likes? Like you're playing as her?
With
Or is
Emily?
it- Yeah.
That wasn't
Or
at
is
the
it-
mill, was it? That was just her at the gondola, I think. Yeah, it was a gondola, I think.
I
And
thought
the
it was
Ranger
like a mill
Ranger
or
Station,
something.
that's what it was, Ranger Station.
Why did I have tubing then?
Another delay? It's not confirmed, Wit, but
Another delay.
maybe a small
My employee and
avalanche.
my adopted children are now dead. Wait,
Maybe
canonically, he has custody over every single child in
Yeah,
Odyssey, even
that's
if the
true.
children and the parents
he's like the
don't
Pied
know it,
the
he
Pied
does.
Piper. Wait, oh, there goes that cabin. I wonder who that belonged to.
What? No!
Wait, right now is like,
What?
I never should have taken these children on a camping trip to
That's-
Avalanche Canyon.
That's wood.
How
no.
could I even know?
That's wood on metal, and it has way too much like.
Is it metal or is that also wood?
Oh yeah, that,
Should
no,
this
it's,
be
it's
starting
metal
a-
on wood.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, this should be starting a fire.
It should be. There's not. There's too much friction. That wouldn't work.
Yeah, because there's snow in the tube. The snow in the tube would dampen them and they would just stop.
Yeah.
Does
Are they
this just-
get hit
just
by like
happen
a
to-
giant pile of snow?
Someone here is going to get impaled by Dylan and friends.
Asphyxiation has been brought to you by Scenic Canyon Tours.
Wow, you're gonna get more endurable,
There's
and
a-
I'm really glad I know that.
There's
like, You're gonna get better as you go on. 'Cause
There's-
right
A lot of endorsements in this episode.
now. Yeah, this episode's a sellout episode.
I forgot to check the writers, I'm sure it was non-regular writers.
I didn't check it yet because we haven't seen the credits since.
Well, at the opening credits, I was not here.
Oh.
I missed it.
Considering the circumstances, I made it with hardly a scratch. You
Oh,
please.
here we go again.
All right, I don't need any help.
Oh. No.
So the bear's looking at us like,
And that's how Eugene died.
and of course, I'm thinking,
Oh, poor
man,
Eugene.
I hope I don't have to hurt this animal to get
Is he wearing clothes? Did they take off all his clothes?
I mean, probably. He should have.
But not really, because it was actually just, well, Dylan probably thought it was it.
Oh, Jack, that guy from the beginning in the ghost story.
Yes.
I didn't
You
know
did.
what they were talking about.
And I just wanted to know,
Oh, Victoria, all your goofs are so much better when it turns out they're not goofs, but I don't know at the time.
You're hurtful today. I'm gonna be that person in the orchestra who just like hits the thing.
And you do it like that. Wait.
Wait, did it say except for trout who
Wait a
swim
minute.
fast?
Let's
You're
rewind
breaking
a second.
rules.
I know.
No animals or trees were harmed
In any way during the making of this motion picture.
Motion, okay.
Except for one trout who refused to swim fast.
They're trying to be funny.
They're trying to. Aww.
Aww.
Okay, I'm coming back to the opening credits. Wait, no.
What is it?
Yep.
That's why it's a better episode.
It is why. This is the first one. The first 5, and now number 6.
Honestly,
finally.
this was a way better episode. That explains why. What a great I wasn't gonna color it, but then I did because you colored yours.
Yeah.
Darn it!
Did you get a bingo?
I was gonna wait. No, I super did not.
I got close.
They did like really good, actually. Okay, let's just go through it again really quick. No British villain, no Strataflyer, no Dylan owning random.
Well, we'll say it at the
things
beginning
here.
before. When we do the intro, we'll go over this
Oh,
stuff
Connie
beforehand.
isn't here. Did you do
Yeah,
that?
I did that.
Okay, I didn't. I don't think Sherman tried to kill anyone in this, did he?
Nope.
He did like growl at the door at the beginning.
Yeah.
We're gonna count that.
Nah.
No?
No birds. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in here.
If I do Sherman's Out for Blood, I get a bingo. And he was growling in the beginning. At the door. Whenever noises at the door.
I'll allow it.
Yes! Yes! I get a bingo! Bongo! Yeah!
Bazongo.
Bazongo! Woo!
Alright. Yeah, it's too bad we had to color over the previous ones because I'm bad at remembering. How did you even remember? Like, what prompted you to remember it?
Nothing.
Okay. It was just like complete spontaneous.
Sometimes my brain is just helpful for no reason whatsoever.
What's that like?
It's really nice actually. I guess a part of me was like, something's wrong. But like I didn't realize
There's an emptiness in my soul.
You know how like sometimes you talk, but you don't think about any of your thoughts beforehand, words just come out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that. Like there was no prompting for it.
Oh, we can
at all
take
in my
these out
mind.
now.
I was just like, bingo! And then I was like, you're like, where did that come from? I was like, where did that come from?
Shh, there are people upstairs right now. Yeah.
No imagination station, no Eugene eating. Eugene negative eating.
I got 4 in a row, but I did get nothing relevant happens for 5 minutes.
Wit did make some pretty fast connections, but I feel like they're ones anyone would be able to make.
Calling the police, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Wit showing his mob bossness would involve not calling the police, if anything.
That's true. Something happens that never happened on Odyssey. No, I actually think they were actually pretty good this time.
Yeah, I know. I kept on wanting to go, because that's an easy one to like justify anything else, but I was like, okay.
This was a good episode, honestly. It was really good.
It felt a lot shorter than what it was. Which is
a good thing.
We were talking about like
I think
we were talking about John Krasinski and Flintstones.
I think we did a lot better with the bingo sheet this time because we weren't staring at it the entire time and just waiting for things to happen.
Yeah.
Like last time. I was actually enjoying it.
Last
it was
time,
good,
last time we did not need to wait for things to happen. Things were happening pretty constantly.
I like how I like handicapped us with the something doesn't happen for 5 minutes one. Anyway.
So
I hate hiccups.
What did you think of this one?
Oh. Are we actually still recording?
Yes.
I thought you said we stopped.
No. Well, we were going to, but then you kept on saying things that were going to be in it, so I'm like, I guess this is the same recording.
Alright, thanks for telling me right now.
You kept on talking to the camera. I thought you knew.
Is it actually recording us? Because that's in.
Yeah, the headphone splitter nullifies that. Just leave it. It's still recording off the mic anyways.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize we were recording still. My brain needs to, like, switch. You talk.
It sounded like you were still in recording mode, honestly. That's why I thought you knew.
I thought we were, but then you're like, we're not. And so
well,
I
because
went
we
out
weren't
of
going
it.
to, but then you were still in it, so I'm like, I
I
guess
did, like-
we'll still go.
I did like a complete
guess
360. Now my brain stopped working.
Yeah. So,
This was a really good episode.
yeah,
Like,
it didn't...
The music and the acting from...
The music was noticeably good in this
The
one.
music was like...
Sorry.
Stop throwing things. Like, usually it's either we notice the music is bad, we don't notice the music. It's usually just us noticing it's bad.
Also,
But
we
this
normally
time we were
don't
just
hear very
noticing
well
that,
because we're
like-
talking over everything.
Yeah. I think it's because you had it so loud this time.
Well, because we can never hear it because we're talking so much.
But, like, the music was noticeably really good this time.
Yeah.
In lots of different places.
There was the one weird part where it was like sci-fi electronica at the
missed
beginning.
that part, though, so it doesn't count. No, that's not how that works. There's, like, 2 really good acting moments, I'd say. One from Wit at the end when everyone was reunited. You could, like, hear the emotion dripping out of that mouth and those eyes through the tears.
Said dripping on the mouth, but I didn't mean to drool that, like,
What is wrong with you?
fluidly.
What is wrong with you? And Eugene.
I'm just Michael Jonesing it up over here.
Eugene, like, when he was, like, freaking out that he wouldn't be able to find them. That was really good, too. And good job, Will, and also Paul. No, not Paul. No, Hal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why did they make Jesse sleep outside in Avalanche Canyon?
Okay,
Why did Wit
what?
take the kids
No,
on a camping trip
it's
to-
called Wilderness Survival for a
to
reason.
Avalanche Canyon?
It's called Wilderness Survival.
Guys, there was an avalanche. I don't know how we could have avoided this.
And the people are like, maybe don't bring them during Avalanche. They need to get their Yeti badges somehow.
Need
Honestly,
to toughen them up.
That episode was...
Back in my day.
that episode was good enough that I'm not upset there wasn't a Yeti, honestly. I was gonna be, because I thought it would be bad, and that would be the only redeeming funny thing. But then it was actually just, like, a good episode, so... It's because it was written by Paul, so good job, Paul.
They very easily, I was going to say they very could have easily had the thing where, like, Eugene fell through the ice and it was covered in ice and snow and he finds the kids, but they're like, it's the Yeti, because he's like, they don't recognize him. They kind of had a similar moment, I guess, where they were like, it's like Hatchet Jack.
Yeah, but that
Or
only
Jesse.
lasted for like 2 seconds, and that was the coolest moment in the entire thing. She's freaking murdered a bear, and it was awesome.
How did you not know?
I thought it was gonna be Eugene. Except for I was like, where's Sherman? If that's Eugene. Or it was just like, I honestly thought it was just gonna be a random person.
Smaller than Eugene, which
and
says
it was
a
gonna
lot.
be a moral about like, sometimes strangers are always bad, which is a terrible moral.
Oh, you mean like the moral of sometimes you meet a stranger in the park and you should go into their house, let them lock the door, and then tie you to a chair?
Mm-hmm. And then they'll explain their plan to you, and then you can save your friends from
And they'll
jail.
take their face. Oh. Man, that was an episode.
That was an episode.
That was such a... Yeah.
That was such an episode.
It was.
It
Good
really
job,
was.
Dylan.
Good job, Dylan.
A+ for you.
Seeing Wit's
Dylan.
deflated Tom face on top of Sherman's head as he runs through a court hall was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Even though that's what I wanted and it didn't happen, Sherman just had like the face in his mouth. And then we made that joke about how he's like trying to retrieve Wit's face.
Yeah. Man, like, it makes sense that Wit wanted to take all the junior Wood Scouts to Avalanche Canyon after Dylan so drastically failed to get his badge in Stranger Danger in Shadow of a Doubt. And Wit's like, okay, I need to teach these kids some hard knocks. Time for someone to die. It's like Kingsman. He's like, I'll take them out into the woods. One of them will die, and the rest of them will all learn a very important lesson.
They'll learn how to bond through that death.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna give them all dogs, and he's already done that with Dylan.
And then
he's gonna get Dylan to shoot the dog
in a very office
in the season finale of this TV show.
In a very like
gonna
Michael
be
Scott,
something
The Office,
else.
Devil Wears Prada kind of thing. After the fact, Wit's gonna watch like the end of Kingsman and be like, "Oh, they didn't actually kill the kids.
And he's also gonna be like, oh, they didn't kill the dogs. And he's gonna be like, oh no, we actually did kill Sherman. But maybe it's for the best. We just spoiled Kingsman for people. I remember first time I saw
it came out like 6 years ago.
And like the second one wasn't good anyway. So I remember the first time I saw the first one after the dogs died, I was like, I can't watch any more of this. I'm too emotionally distraught. And then it turns out the dogs weren't dead, and I was like, I've never been so relieved during a movie in my entire life.
Do you know Hydra turns out they do the exact same thing, except obviously the dogs die for real.
Oh, that's so
But I was like, wow, this is like, it's just Kingsman.
It's
is
Kingsman,
what you did here.
But there's no plot twist. It's
Exactly,
just death.
Yeah.
Sadness. I got one bingo, which kind of already said.
It's kind of hard to see.
It's the green line. You can't really read what it is, but that's what my bingo sheet looks like.
I already have mine
Devin,
out. I'm the yellow for this time.
You did yellow over the black from last time. Noticeably,
So I got very close here.
Noticeably less things this time.
Yeah.
Which is the green. And then last time, which was the
Are you
purple.
saying it's time for more statistical analysis?
The only one that this episode got that the last one didn't is Sherman's Out for Blood, which, as you saw a minute ago, we kind of debated over because I wanted a bingo.
We also have to like rescind the non-AIO writers right this episode, so it's even one less than that.
I didn't get my bingo then.
Oh
no!
What an upset!
No!
What a literal upset because Victoria is upset.
No! Oh, give me the black pen. I have to no bingo. No, I'm gonna go over it in black.
It's a bing no.
It's a bing no. Oh, that's so sad. I'm gonna do a little frowny
It's a big no. It's a big no. You rearranged the letters.
Well, I think I feel like there is a ratio between how good an episode is and how good and how so bad it's good an episode is, depending on how many bingo slots it fills. This one didn't fill that many, so it was actually good.
Yes, there's definitely the number of spots that you fills a standard distribution.
Like a deviation.
Where it's the tails, like the 95%, the 5% tails on the ends that are good ones. The really highs and the really lows.
And then halfway is debatable sometimes.
Debatable, sure.
Debatable
sure.
Sometimes.
You could debate.
Debate it. Take my hair out now.
The theme of this, I guess,
not
was
worried about hitting the mic.
Don't be a prick to your sister.
I mean, yeah, I guess. And also, don't yell if you're going to be in danger areas for avalanches.
Danger areas, avalanche canyons.
Yeah, don't go to Avalanche Canyon. Don't go on a sled over a cliff at Avalanche Canyon.
What a name.
Do the signs correctly, because that one had a P on it instead of a D, which I pointed out twice, and I don't think you acknowledged it all.
What?
On the sign that said danger, avalanche, canyon ahead, or something like that, except for the D in one of the words at the end of.
Oh, I thought
word.
I heard
the last letter in one of the words was supposed to be a D. But it was a P.
Maybe the paint was wet and it dripped down.
No, because it was it'd just be a really tiny D, and just everything else
I see, excuse me.
Really uniform and neat.
They
got a different person to do the last letter, and someone competent did all the other ones.
Yeah. Or vice versa.
I don't think this one was as good as Fine Feathered Frenzy. But I do think it was good. I think this one could actually work
as a real episode.
A real Odyssey episode. And I can't say that about any of the other things that we've watched so far for this show.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think it was actually really good.
Yeah, I agree. This is the most plausibly real episode of AIO
so
far out of the 6.
This episode might transcend the usual rating scale. Why don't we just rate it as an Odyssey episode, too? Let's rate it as a TV show episode and an Odyssey episode. The moral was pretty weak as an Odyssey episode. In this show, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, don't leave your sister to die in the cold from exposure in a paper-thin tent in Avalanche Canyon.
The Sonic TV show.
Not that you should be sleeping. Like, I mean, I guess the cave is better than being outside.
The Sonic TV show from the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of this.
Sonic Underground?
Yeah. No.
Or like the regular one?
The regular one. Where it had Sonic Says
Mm-hmm.
at the end. Where it distributed morals. Like, don't go in drying machines. Because 1 in 3 people can die from that do. And that's
you mean
an actual...
one in 3 people who do die? Because you said 1 in 3 people can die who do that.
Who go in it die.
Because you made
and
it
that's
sound like
a legit thing that Sonic
2/3
says.
of people who go into drying machines have some sort of biological immunity to dying inside of it.
That too. They're allergic. Anyway.
They're allergic to dying?
Yeah.
So they can't? Sorry, I can't die today. I'm allergic.
I need more people to... Would that be like too cheesy of a thing to say in a horror movie? Or
yes.
like to a killer?
But wait, except in a horror movie, is there such a thing as too cheesy to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't ask me that. Ask someone else who knows less about horror movies.
Like me?
Yeah, like you.
I'll ask myself.
Look in the mirror and really think about what you just said.
What does my reflection ask me?
On like a scale for the TV show, I think this would be probably about like a 4. If I give Fine Feathered Frenzy, thank you, I dropped my ring.
It's a dense ring.
It is, but I love it. If I give Fine Feathered Frenzy a 5, that was a lot of alliteration. I am in retrospect because I love that episode. I love my clock.
Getting its honorary doctorate.
Clock jokes. I love my clock jokes.
Good jokes.
And also how she named her birds after Napoleon and his wife, even though she cheated on Napoleon.
Yeah.
It's just the little things. They just mean so much to me. And all the flowers.
The little things, like adultery.
Yeah. The historical inaccuracies. It's like, oh, honey, you don't know, do you? Or like the flowers being destroyed by the lawnmower in such epic proportion.
Yeah.
Dylan using a string to tie the flowers back together. Dylan having a nightmare where the bird tries to murder him. And also, he falls out of his bed. You made that great joke.
Yeah.
And a vacuum cleaner tries to kill him like 3 different times or something like that.
He almost gets washed with a hammer.
And the Strataflyer's also in it. He almost gets killed by a hammer.
Okay, this is a review of a different episode, Victoria.
That episode is so good.
We all remember how good Fine Feathered Frenzy was, and more importantly...
you apparently don't, because you needed me to justify giving it a 5
And more importantly, we remember how good we were at making jokes about it.
I've seen the review of Fine Feathered Frenzy that we did so many times.
This one...
Oh, our Night Travelers review
was
usurped the... was usurped in views. Did you notice that?
I didn't, no.
By Katie and Lee. Katie
Why
do I always say that?
You
Katie
do that
and
a lot.
Wills.
Really?
Katie and Wills, yeah.
Wow.
It has, like, a lot of views. Like, a lot.
A lot for us.
No, like, a lot.
Well, a lot for YouTube would be
I don't want to say the number because I'll probably get it wrong, but I'll show you after.
Not YouTube a lot, but us a lot.
Yeah, us a lot. Anyway.
I'm gonna give this one
a 4 for the TV show. What's your TV show rate?
I only have one rating scale, Victoria. I tried to...
As an Odyssey episode, I'll give it a 2.
I'm going to give
Which
it
I don't think is that bad.
a 3.5. I have a harmonized rating system, just like the sales tax in BC.
Like Dan Harmon?
No. Like harmonized, like unified.
Oh, okay.
That's a word, Victoria. It's not just the person who makes Rick and Morty. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't make me sound like a Rick and Morty fan. I don't like being associated with that.
I understand. Very much.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it had action, adventure, the music was good, the characters
The
weren't
acting was
terrible.
Good. There was so much advertisement. Odyssey, you got that money going on.
It was like Wayne's World up in here.
Yeah,
it was like Griffin in that one vine with the Totinos merch.
Totinos. They're real good.
Oh man.
Jesse took on a bear. That was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, the coolest thing that
so
may
much
ever
respect for her
happen
now.
in the movies.
That is the coolest thing. That's also probably the coolest thing she'll ever do, which is kind of sad. She peaked at like 6 years old.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Same number and everything.
Yeah. Poor Jessie. You know what? I don't feel bad for her. I'm never gonna get to fight a bear. So like, how dare you?
That's quitters talk, Victoria. You know what?
Let's break into the zoo.
I believe in you, Victoria.
Let's break into the zoo.
Victoria, we're from the Kootenays. Fighting a bear is not that
That's
hard.
That's what we do every day.
It's not that hard to attempt. The beginning of fighting a bear is a very easy thing to get into.
Well, I have had a one-on-one encounter with like 3 bears before. So, except for then I ran away. Which I really shouldn't have done. I was also like...
But
7
even though there was one bed that was just right,
it was a mama bear and 2 babies, so I think running away was the right option.
There was some oatmeal, there were some chairs.
There was no dad though.
There was 3 bears, Victoria.
No
I made the joke before you said that there was 2 babies.
That's why I got specified, so you'd be wrong.
Okay, I don't know what we're reviewing with Drake for the next episode.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to listen to it. I feel like I should lower my expectations though, because I usually don't get expectations for things that are specific, except for I might have for the new Drake one, just because I'm really excited, and it's gonna bite me. It's gonna
quite
hurt
possibly.
Me again.
So, we'll go back to other Devin and Victoria
we'll turn
for the outro of the episode. Yeah, so I'll leave you guys here. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It was pretty long after discussion talk thing.
Probably. Who's this light brown-haired girl? Is that Zoe?
Here's the art for album 65.
Do you think that's what Zoe looks like? Have we gotten a description of what she looks like? I feel like we would have from Jay and also...
Well, it does... looking at this image on AIOO Wiki, it says...
I think it's been more like very, like, hyperbolic personality descriptions and not exactly physical descriptions. So.
No, it does say in the thing underneath the art on AIOO Wiki.
I see it.
In this picture, yeah, Olivia, Jay, and Zoe.
I was right.
So I guess this is Zoe's show that she has. I would assume. Expect the Unexpected is the name.
Does she have a show?
Yeah, because she has her like radio show, right? Except it's on camera.
Yeah, but... Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Expect the Unexpected is the title of this album, album 65. 6 stories on friendship, family, and fame. I'm guessing fame is tying into this, and probably Jay trying to claw his way back up to his 15 minutes.
Oh, wait, that's Jay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Looking bizarrely
young. I didn't recognize
young.
him. He looks different.
He always looks so young and different every time.
Do you think he's just actually being swapped out by other people? Turns out Jay's the Time Lord. He's the real one that's always...
Because his name is Wit.
Changing. Wit and Jay are the same person. Through Jay, we're gonna find out all of Wit's different versions.
It's like
self.
Live at the 25 when Tom is talking to Mandy about how Wit did something weird with the Imagination Station, and then Mandy became her own granddaughter. That's what this is.
Oh man, he's his own grandpa.
Jay goes into the Imagination Station, goes back in time, grows up to become Wit and invent the Imagination Station so that he can perpetuate his own time loop of existence.
And then he finds out he's actually been able to do this because he's been in the Matrix this whole time. And so he's like, here, do you want the green jelly bean or the yellow jelly bean? And then he just shoves both of them in his mouth because he likes candy. That's so gross. You can see drool coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, so I assume this is Zoe's production, and Jay is finally connived his way into being a part of it. Honestly, that would be, like, the most interesting thing for Whit's character development ever, if it turns out that, like, Jay's development arc we see now was the beginning of who Whit would be in the current day.
Okay, I feel like I might take this back later, but hear me out.
Okay.
That's always a good way to start a sentence.
With regret.
I feel like not only would it be the best thing to ever happen to Whit's character, and it would fill in a lot of, like, questions about his childhood, it might raise a couple more, maybe, but it might fill in some time gaps. I feel like this would be the best thing that could ever happen to Jay's character, because we would know how he became a Christian, we would get more screen time for his awesome parents, it would explain why Whit's parents are so cool, because they're both, like, scientists, and they're super smart. It would explain why Whit doesn't like the TV when he's older and has, like, a TV addiction, and, like, because his parents is Jay, they, like, spent more time with the TV sometimes and around him. When
and because he was bitter about his failed TV career. And here's the thing, Whit's entire family has all these names that all start with the letter J because his name is Jay.
His name's literally the letter. No one saw it coming.
Yeah.
He's the ultimate J, Devin.
J is short for John.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No one saw it coming but us.
John Avery Whit Hertford.
And that's what this episode's about. That's why it says fame in the title. It's gonna be, you know, like the DuckTales reboot where they're like,
I'm familiar with it,
history? Yes. Yeah. And this is rewriting the history of Odyssey. This is the DuckTales reboot of Odyssey, where you have a young sounding guy playing, a guy who's older playing a young character. I don't know where I was going with this, but the point is,
like most characters, yes.
The point is that Jack should be there and he's not.
Yes.
Just like DuckTales.
The question is, who is Jack then? Is Jack someone from the past, or is Jack someone who's also going to go back in time? I guess Jack would probably just be
Jack
from the
is
past.
actually Della Duck.
I meant in Odyssey, but okay.
I did too.
This is the best headcanon we've ever come up with, and I can't believe it's
I don't understand anything I've said in the last 5 minutes, and this is the best thing I've ever said.
And I can't believe it.
So I agree.
It just came from, like, looking at album art.
I can. We're very inspirational.
Yeah.
So at new album covers.
Jay appears to be choking on jelly beans of a variety of colors. Olivia.
Maybe he is allergic in some way.
Olivia has her iPhone out, probably to call 911. Her thumb is over the 1, so probably, yeah. She's probably...
I mean, it's not exactly. I'd say it's more over the 4.
Yeah, but it's like, it's over it, so it's reaching forward for the 1.
Okay, I can kind of see.
Is what I'm guessing.
Argument. The colors in this, the color scheme, are they like in a soundproof room or something?
Yeah, it's definitely a recording studio. Lots of
they
details.
They might be at wit's end.
Details on the camera, and on the viewfinder you can see, like, the whole artwork.
It's X1 X cameras 1.4
XTX.
Is that a T?
Yeah, XTX.
Oh yeah, that's a T. It's THX.
Yeah.
Burn it.
So yeah, Jay's gonna die of asphyxiation. That's what we have coming.
And he's also Whit, so that's how he becomes Whit. He like, I haven't watched Doctor Who in such a long time. I can't remember any of the terms. He regenerates. There I go.
Oh.
He regenerates into Whit.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, like, he dies, and Wit's like, I can save him, but the cost to save him is it will send him back in time at the
Hey,
cost of
Devin, did
reviving
we have
him.
any characters
But that makes more
who,
sense.
like, were only there when Wit was off in the Middle East?
Jack.
Oh, it's also Jack.
That's
With
where you're
Stella,
wondering where
Duck,
Jack
Jay,
is.
and Jack. And himself.
He's like, Wit reaches the end of his life, and then he goes back in time and becomes Jack and becomes his own best friend. It's actually kind of sad when you think about it.
It's also kind of beautiful, though, when you think about it, like, a little bit longer. Do you think it's times like this where I like to think that Kathy's watching and she's like, they're on to us.
She has like a whole whiteboard with like strings and pins in it, Always Sunny style, and she's just
Just
tearing it down,
down.
tearing it down in frustration.
It's like that scene from Sherlock when he was trying to figure out why
from season
Sherlock
3.
jumped. It's literally becoming the entire BBC network.
Oh my goodness.
What are we even talking about?
It's interesting because if you think about the way that Jack and Wit's personalities contrast each other, Wit's like, I need to go back in time and not only become my own best friend, but balance out my own personality while being a slightly different person so that I can like...
Oh, it's like how Matt Tennant and David Smith interact in the 20th anniversary special.
Yeah. No, it does have a very River Song feeling to it, this whole scheme.
Oh, so he's also gonna marry himself.
Yes.
But like,
He's
I
also
thought
Jenny.
that Jack and Jason were gonna get married because of the whole adaptation of
Monte
the
Cristo?
Merchant of Venice.
Oh, sorry,
thing.
yeah, Merchant of Venice. No, actually, every character whose name starts with J
Is he also
is J.
Jason then? He's all of them.
He's his own grandpa. Because he's
Oh,
Jenny, too.
man.
Both
But
Jennies.
Monty's name doesn't start with a J.
Yeah, he's still his own grandpa because he's Jenny Whittaker Dowd.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
People are turning off the video. We've lost like 50 people.
Probably.
Actually, we're not even going to get that many.
it's pretty deep into this now because the whole Once Upon an Avalanche game before this deserves to be its own video. Anyways.
Oh, I forgot about that. We have to move on.
Yeah, I know. Okay, album description. I'll read it this time because I always get you to read it.
Okay,
And then
where
I can
is it?
watch you react to it.
Can you send it to me?
No, because I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
There's never a dull moment in the town of Odyssey. From a mysterious police investigation to an internship at a funeral home, every situation leads to unexpected results. When
I
Zoe
want Connie to be the intern, or Jay.
when
Or
Zo-
Maury. Maury resurrects people from the dead with his vampire Satan powers.
When Zoe Grant and Olivia Parker start a new talk show, they reluctantly choose Jay Smouse as their first guest. But his talent of stuffing his mouth with jelly beans leads to frantic and frightening consequences. It should be noted, I literally...
He's so bad at it. He only gets 2 in and then he chokes.
I did
I
not...
thought my son was
I
talented.
purposefully didn't read the description up until this, so it would be fresh. So that kind of answered some of our questions right there.
So he's not in the Matrix then. I don't trust it. It's a lie.
An impromptu Parker family picnic turns into an unusual opportunity for David as he decides to go to extreme lengths to prove a point to his kids about initiative.
He's gonna give Jay the Heimlich.
Meanwhile, Maury Rydell has a few tricks up his sleeve as he decides to see just how far Olivia will go to keep a promise. And Buck and the Meltzners face a sudden dilemma when a social worker questions Eugene and Katrina's role as Buck's guardians. Don't miss out on a single shock, twist, or turn as the folks in Odyssey learn about fame, family, and friendship, and more in these 6 exciting stories. It's no surprise that you will never know what will happen next when you have an adventure in Odyssey.
You know what's gonna happen?
Mr. Skint.
Mr. Skint's gonna try and get Buck taken away from Eugene and Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's what's gonna happen?
I feel like that would be difficult.
He's gonna try and get his money, boy.
I feel like the social worker angle means that Mr. Skint couldn't be trying to challenge the guardianship because he's a wanted felon, so I don't think he could really try and challenge them for that.
He could Count Olaf it. He could pretend to be someone else.
That's true. He is a very Count Olaf kind of person. Especially in the thread that maybe he is trying to get Buck's fortune that's left to him because he's an orphan.
Oh my gosh! You know who Buck is this whole time?
Lemony Snicket?
No, he's Quigley!
It makes sense. That tracks.
It makes so much sense.
Okay. Let's talk about...
Buck's mom that's dead is Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
Let's talk about episode titles. 850, The Shame About Fame, which is presumably what we're seeing on the art here. Zoe and Olivia, new talk show. Jay is the guest.
Can you send me the titles now?
Yes, he tries to show off. I'll send and the description so you can look back on it. He tries to show off and be like, hey, look at me. I can shove all 2 of these jelly beans in my mouth.
I think Maury's going to have one line, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, probably. So 850, The Shame About Fame. You would assume...
Maury Rydell. He's like 2 villains. Not only is he Moriarty, he's also the Riddler now. Like, what is this?
Do you think that's it? Like
I
his
don't
last
know.
name?
I'm kind of half
Riddle?
serious.
You could be right.
I know, and I hate it.
His name is Riddle.
I think he might be the Riddler and Moriarty.
Especially because Batman was based on Sherlock.
Oh, that's true. Oh, Detective Comics.
Detective
No,
Comics.
They're called Detective Comics. There's like one detective, and that's it.
It's just the one.
That's what confuses me.
So The Shame About Fame, I assume you agree with me that that's obviously like this, what we're seeing on the art here.
Yeah, the Sandwich Initiative
It's probably
is
the
the Parker Family Picnic.
Yeah, which is 851.
Divided We Fall.
852 is the
That's
toy.
probably the Meltzner family
852
one.
is the toy. That's, I'm gonna guess that's, I don't know, Camilla and someone or something. Oh no, do we have anyone younger than that? Or it's something...
Buddy is not younger than Camilla, though.
No. It could also be the toy in like a more adult, grander sense. Like
it's gonna be...
like a fancy car or something.
It's gonna be like a Tron legacy of sequels for
the Toy Man?
That one episode about it's gonna be
Bloopers.
the Lamb's Tail sequel that we waited like 10 years to get.
Yeah.
That no one asked for.
Right after the All's Well
But it's
with
just
Boswell
called The
arc
Toy.
continuation.
Yeah. It's like a way less creative name.
853 is The Good in People.
I think that one's gonna be the Maury one.
Yes. I like the idea, like, decides to see just how far Olivia will go to keep a promise. I like the idea in the vein of him being like Moriarty or a Batman villain, like Olivia going far to keep a promise is like, you promised to save this person's life, but you save them or this bus full of children.
Voice.
What?
Say it in Heath Ledger's voice.
Sorry.
Yeah. But like the Maury Heath Ledger's voice, so
Exactly.
it sounds like really bad.
Will you save? Are you going to save Olivia? Are you going to save Zoe? Or this bus full of school children hanging off of the bridge?
No, that's Green Goblin.
I know. But that's when it said, how far will she go to keep a promise? That's the first thing I thought is like, are you going to save this person or the bus of kids? It's the classic superhero dilemma.
It's that classic Riddler dilemma
Yeah.
where he kills Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that
was my
I
favorite
love
Sherlock short story.
comics. I love Detective Comics.
854, not what I expected. Now, here's the thing.
I think this is going to be one that wasn't mentioned at all in the description.
Well, that would make sense. The question is, not what I expected.
It's going to be about Wit and Jay's connection as Time Lords.
That would be a thing. But here's the thing, Victoria.
But the thing is,
We expect
it can't be that because we
we
expected
expect it.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is this an episode that we can, like, we have no ability to guess at it because it's not what we expected, or is it exactly what it seems because that's exactly what we don't expect?
See, I have 2 theories.
That's what I do expect now. So
3 theories. I have 3 theories. Okay, so first theory is, no matter how many times you listen to it, it changes every time, and you don't know what's gonna happen. So it's never what you expect.
It's
it
like
to
a
be.
man in the tan
And
brown
then
jacket.
when you're like, okay,
silence
it's going to
kind of
be the
thing.
one I just listened to, or it's like it's going to be a different one than the one I just listened to, it's the one you just listened to.
They
So
just, when you listen
messes
to it,
with
it's
your
just
mind.
like a single line of code that just like shuffles the rest of your Odyssey library.
Yeah. Theory 2 is it's going to be my number 1 boy, Jared, back. Because not what I expected sounds like a very conspiracy-esque name.
And
Number
who's expecting
3,
Jared Dwight to show up again?
Yeah.
We are.
We are. So,
Because we
theory number 3, this one's kind of a paradox because
Go on.
this situation is kind of like the Spanish Inquisition, but the exact opposite in that I always expect it to happen. I think Wellington's gonna show up. You almost froze there for a sec, so I almost didn't get to see your reaction. That would
Looking back at what's in the album description, I think it's probably the internship.
It says family, Wellington's family.
It's probably the internship at a funeral home.
Oh,
'Cause-
right, I forgot that was...
Yeah,
that
so
was
did
it.
I. Especially
That one
because
could
it
be
says...
the toy. Remember that, No, I was gonna say something really dark. Never mind.
Especially because it says, from a mysterious police investigation to an internship at a funeral home, every situation leads to unexpected results.
Well, that's no fun.
Yeah.
Why are they giving us summaries for the episode called Not What I Expected?
I know, that's why I was like, hey, you're right, they actually kept this one a mystery, and then I looked closer and was like, okay.
Darn
yeah.
it. I'm
It could be something else,
so disappointed.
but it's probably not.
You know, if Wellington changed professions from, like, doing whatever the heck he does, multi-million-dollar, I don't know, maybe he, like, sells watches for a watch company, or, like, Pez dispensers that are really expensive, Hot Topic exclusive, so that's why he's so rich.
That's probably specifically exactly what he does, is sells Hot Topic exclusive Pez dispensers. He doesn't have a very diverse business model, which, you know, being the businessman that he is, you'd think he would put his eggs in a couple more baskets, but he really likes to double down on a very niche market.
I wish someone could make a supercut of all the stupid things I've headcanoned about Wellington and then just send it to me. And I guarantee I'll be like crying, I'll be laughing so hard by the end of it because I'm the only one who thinks I'm funny.
No, Victoria, I also think you're funny. There's 2 of us, don't worry.
It's because I was looking at Kingdom Hearts, the new Funko Pops, and I found out that there are like a lot of just exclusive Funko Pops that are Kingdom Hearts only to Hot Topic. And
I thought you were gonna say
about
there's
that.
Funko Pops that double as Pez dispensers, so you like lift up
Oh,
the head.
I hope that's a thing. They'd be the biggest candies.
It's
the
just
biggest
jawbreakers that come out.
Oh, it'd be horrifying.
You just open up their head, there's a jawbreaker inside. It's like Westworld when they remove those memory cores.
You have to get like a little drill that circle drills
Yeah.
into it.
It's like the drills that they use to bore ice cores out of the Antarctic.
It's like the drill they used to cut a hole in that plane that Steve Rogers was frozen inside.
Yeah. Good deep cut, Victoria.
It's like the mousetrap gadget in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Which was probably what they used to get Steve Rogers out of the plane.
Probably wasn't invented yet. I don't know. Could have been.
You have no proof it wasn't.
So, last episode, 855 Divided We Fall. We actually talked about this because this was originally on the AIOC lineup for this year for whatever reason. It was like, this is weird. This seems like a pretty...
I remember that now.
It sounds like
I knew
a
it
pretty
sounded familiar.
dramatic Buck and Eugene episode, and then for reasons that make perfect sense that I literally just explained, It got moved to the album. So that's
like the most nerve-inducing thing.
Yeah,
hearing like this was originally going to be in the OAC, but then we decided to move it to the real album. Could you imagine like if it was an angsty title for any other episode, but then it turned out it was just like a really random slice of life episode that's as angsty as Wooton's Broken Pencil Show and has like no morals or anything like that or lessons and like nothing matters, but they just needed to fill like another space on an album, so they just brought it over.
Let's talk about what it actually says in the description now that we've gone over which episode's which. So
Mr. Skint's gonna count Olaf his money boy.
It makes sense.
And Buck's real name is Quincy, because we know his real name's not Buck.
Well, it might.
Quigley.
It might not be Buck.
It's Quigley. Wait, is Quigley the one that dies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Duncan and Isadora the other two?
Mm-hmm.
So Parker family picnic. Unusual opportunity for David as he decides to go to extreme lengths to prove a point to his kids about initiative. I don't really have any. Oh, and it says the Sandwich Initiative in the name. So there you go.
Man, there's like hidden code words and all this stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's like, wow, they really telegraphed pretty hard which episodes were which.
Do you think it's because they watch our predictions and they're like, they're so bad at figuring out which one's which? We're literally going to spell it out for them. After
they saw how, like, floored, how deeply shook in our souls we were about the key suspect, they're like, wow, this is so entertaining getting a rise out of them. We need to do titles like this more often.
The fact that I forget the key suspect is the key suspect every single time I hear the title and get, like, a little bit excited about that.
Yeah. The Sandwich Initiative sounds like an alternate, like, inciting incident scene for the MCU, except instead of Nick Fury, it's Bernie Burns putting together.
Do you think the Sandwich
It's Laser Team. That's what it is.
It's actually going to be what the real name for Avengers 4 is.
Yeah, that's the code name. That's why the Russo brothers didn't want to spoil it until Adventures in Odyssey released the title.
Yeah, that's why they couldn't say it yet, because the titles for this album hadn't dropped yet.
Yeah. Who knows? It could be some sort of weird butterfly effect thing post-Infinity War, and that's how we fix it.
I think the Sandwich Initiative is going to be my favorite MCU movie. I think it's just going to be all the Avengers going back in time to Avengers 1 and having a picnic with Phil Coulson and everyone being safe. And then the movie ends. That's it. There's no fighting at all. They're like, we know what's going to happen. We know spoilers. It's a little hard to avoid something sometimes. So we're just going to go with the flow and have a nice picnic with our buddy Phil and hope Loki doesn't ruin things. And that's going to be Avengers 4. That's going to be the last MCU movie to ever happen.
That's the end.
That is my prediction.
Because Marvel knows they won't be able to top it. Anyways, that was the one that I was going to say not really anything to say about here. So,
Devin, there's always something to say.
That's true. If there's anything that anyone should take away from watching this podcast ever, is that we always have something more to say. We already talked about the Maury thing. Buck and the Meltzers.
They're going to take the money boy away.
A social worker questions Eugene and Katrina's role as Buck's guardians. Now, this makes me curious about what it means about questioning their role. Because they are, like, it's all...
There's, like, two possibilities.
It's not like Mr. Skint left and they're like, oh, we'll take you in. Like, he fully went through as being a ward of the state and then they legally became his guardians. So when it says question his role, it makes me think that someone believes Eugene and Katrina are unfit guardians. And that's what it means by questioning the role.
I think it means, like I said, one of two things. Either they're being questioned in some way, either because of something that, like, Buck has done in the past, which we've possibly already seen in an episode.
Like, they think that Eugene and Katrina are being bad guardians.
Yeah. Or, like, because of something that Mr. Skint somehow rigged because he's Count Olaf, or
We might not even know it.
yeah,
It could be.
it could be something real. It could be something fake, or it could be the social worker asking like if they're going to adopt Buck because of how much time they spend with him.
Ooh, that would be like an interesting subversion, questioning their role, as in saying you should be more his guardians, not less his guardians. But it is called Divided
I'm thinking
We
like,
Fall.
hey, he's really happy with you. You guys should just adopt him. I'm thinking it either can be like, we have like a pretty ominous sounding description, but I'm thinking we could either go down the angsty route or the super fluffy comfort fic.
I like fluff.
I like fluff too.
Fluff is
I
always
love my
good.
comfy bed sheets. I fall asleep on them so well. Let's do a fluffy money boy episode.
So here's what I was gonna say. Maybe because last album, Out of the Picture, we started like building up what seems to be an arc of Buck discovering his family and Mr. Skink coming back in and stuff. Maybe in the episode, it seems like this social worker is coming in, has been tipped off anonymously to like things about Eugene and Katrina. They're bad and they're trying to take Buck away from him.
He's the FBI agent from Eugene losing his memory.
Yeah. Dr. Grant Foster. David Foster. So it's like, oh, you guys are bad guardians and stuff. And then eventually they let Eugene and Katrina keep Buck. But then we get the post-credit scene.
And it's Mr. Skint.
And it turns out Mr. Skint was trying to anonymously like send bad tips and stuff like that to try and not, even if he can't get Buck taken away from Eugene and Katrina, get Buck and taken away from Eugene and Katrina, but he at least wants to sow seeds of doubt and mistrust between them so he can start breaking them away so that he can like, gaslight him, circle of abuse and stuff. He wants them to distrust so that Buck is more vulnerable and he can take him back to him more easily.
I like slow build of Mr. Skint because I don't want him to only be there for one episode.
Yeah.
I want him to be like a menacing looming force that we get for a couple albums.
And then he teams up with Maury.
We get to the wait for it. Wait. So there's that phone call that you said, but it's not between Mr. Skint and
social services.
The social service person. Mr. Skint's already talked to the social services person. It's Mr. Skint, and he's on the line with this like shady guy who has a weird voice. And
is this literally what I just said? Is that where this is going?
and then he's like, they're talking about how they need to get Buck out of the picture because Buck is one of the hearts of Odyssey currently. He's such a pure soul, and like take out Buck and Eugene is very sad, and you have Eugene taken out. Take out Eugene, you eventually can reach Wit very easily. Once you reach Wit and take him down, you've taken the entirety of Odyssey.
I should have known this was coming.
And then it hard cuts to this figure wearing a fedora obscuring their face, and they have a long trench coat billowing in the wind.
Why must you hurt me like this?
You can see a smile underneath the shadows cast on like their eye area because of the hat and the lighting in the room. And they're holding someone who's a little bit higher, like taller than them, looks like a walrus by like the scruff of his shirt, but like leaning out a window, about to drop him. He turns around and looks at Eugene and he says, Buck, are you gonna go back to Mr. Skint? And Buck says, no. And then Maury says, very poor choice of words. I forget the quote. I didn't do it right. And then he drops Wit out a window.
So, was there a Kingdom Hearts thing in there that came back to Maury? Or was I just reading that wrong?
Did I ever make a Kingdom Hearts reference?
That's where I thought that was going, because you talked about, like, one of 7 pure hearts.
No, I was just saying that Buck has a beautiful, pure heart because he's my baby boy.
Okay, it just wasn't germane to anything. I thought you were taking this to a Kingdom Hearts thing, and I was like, I should have seen this coming.
I was trying to make a Batman joke, but then it was bad. It was a bad man
It started
joke.
getting away. At first, I assumed this was going to be Mori, and then I thought it was Kingdom Hearts, and then I was like, I have no idea where this is going. And I've already committed to the idea that I know exactly what this is.
Oh, that wasn't funny.
It kind of got away from you a little bit.
A little bit.
A little
yeah.
bit.
A little bit. Hey, remember when I made that joke about Hot Topic pet dispensers? I still got it. I'm so glad my windows are closed. I had them open all day. I don't want my neighbors to hear me yelling these strange millennial words like Hot Topic and Pez dispensers.
Yeah. I think that's all I have to say about predictions because it's been 33 minutes.
I think I jumped the shark a long time ago.
Somewhere in
So
there.
I need to stop.
So, next time, Victoria. Qu'est-ce que nous faisons? Qu'est-ce que nous ferons?
We are going to be doing album reviews. Not album reviews. What am I talking about? Episode reviews. One is going to be the new Drake, the Cosmic Copper episode, which is Drake and the Time That Time Forgot, I believe is the name, which is an OIC episode. I can't remember what month it's for.
Last month, so April?
April?
Yes.
And Wooton's Broken Pencil Show, which is from album 52.
Correct.
For some reason, I know certain albums and episodes better than current day ones. I don't know why. Maybe it's because that's one of the points where we caught up to Odyssey.
Yeah.
Pretty well, so I just know those things.
I feel like 52, oh, I guess 53, is the last album where I have a really solid grasp on, like, knowing the album that it's in for every episode before that point. And then after that,
53 is so easy. It's called The Green Ring Conspiracy.
Well, I know, that's what I was going to say.
And all the episodes are called The Green Ring Conspiracy, you cheater.
I was going to say 53 or 52, but then I was like, well, obviously I can't say I don't know the episodes in 53. So I'm just saying.
Honestly, I think
54 and 56, I get mixed up sometimes with which one's in which.
58 is where you start losing me. Because 56 is like Groundhog Day and all them.
Yeah.
Good episodes. And 55 is like Something Blue and The Labyrinth and
yeah.
that one
54
where Jay
and 56 I get mixed up. 55 I have good down because it has a 2, 3, and 4-parter and that accounts for almost all the episodes in the album. Anyways, that's what we're doing next time. Drake, Broken Pencil Show. We got lots of... It's a Wooton full episode.
It was my idea.
It was your idea.
There's a theme, but you'll have to watch the next episode to find out the special theme. Can you find my special theme?
Until then, thank you for joining us on our side of the YouTube. I've been Devin Francis, also known as Leonard Meltzner.
And I really want someone to make me a logo for Wellington's Hot Topic Pez Company.
And this has been episode 144 of the Adventures in Odyssey Oddcast.